All right, with military action and peace negotiations taking place on multiple fronts this Christmas week, we're going to bring in now retired Marine Corps Colonel Mark Cancian. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on the show.
And let's start with those airstrikes in Nigeria that Jackie's just reporting their force on Christmas Day. The administration is threatening many more as well if the slaughter continues. Trump saying he wanted to give them a Christmas present there, as Jackie just reported. What other strikes or shows of force can we expect?
Well, the United States has had a long-standing effort against Islamic terrorism in Africa, and particularly in this area. I think we can expect, at the least, continuing engagement with the Nigerian armed forces. We train them. We provide them some support. We might also see some additional airstrikes. These were actually Tomahawk strikes from the sea as more targets are identified. Possibly also some special forces action to help the Nigerians and identify targets. We've had special forces in that area in the past, although they've been withdrawn.
And what does it mean to have cooperation from the government in Nigeria?
Well, the United States has been training them and supporting them in their efforts against extremists. We could beef that up. These kind of training teams are quite common across the globe and in Nigeria. So that's not a surprise, but it is reflective of cooperation between the two governments.
Well, and look, from a military perspective, that's why we brought you on, right? What is it that really caused this threat level to rise to the point that on Christmas Day, a Christmas airstrike was necessary?
Apparently, the president wanted to make the connection between the strike and protecting Christians, and did it therefore on Christian Day, on Christmas Day. Of course, these terrorists, who are very real and a very real threat, do threaten all of the population, Islamic and Christian.
All right, and if we can, let's switch gears now and talk about Ukraine. President Zelensky is meeting with Trump tomorrow, Mar-a-Lago there in Florida, and they're both set to talk with European leaders today, despite these continued drone attacks. I mean, waking up this morning and seeing 500 drones and 40 missiles of various types that Zelensky is posting on social media that is coming from Putin. You know, what message is Putin trying to send, and what does this mean from a military point of view?
Unfortunately, the war continues. Russia continues its attacks. They periodically will launch a large number of drones and missiles. And this, tragically, is what happens in peace negotiations. The wars continue until there's some sort of negotiated end. I think we'll see that continuing even as discussions go on.
Okay. Look, one of the sticking points in any peace deal is Russia's refusal to allow these Western countries to send peacekeeping troops to Ukraine, which is a line in the sand for Zelensky, saying he's got to have these or he's not going to agree to it. So talk a little bit more about why that would be a real worry, assuming Moscow plans to abide by any deal that is indeed reached.
The security guarantees are one of the two major stumbling blocks, the other one being territory. Zelensky wants a strong guarantee to prevent the Russians from attacking again. The Russians are wary about any European or NATO presence in Ukraine, seeing that as an extension of NATO eastward and a further threat. They also probably want to keep their options open for threats against Ukraine in the future. We saw in Chechnya back in the 1990s, there was first Chechnya war. The Russians did very badly. A couple of years later, they launched a second Chechnya war, which was a little more successful.
All right. And you know, this whole debate, and not just from opposite sides of the aisle, but even within the Republican Party about this isolationism versus interventionism. The U.S. military, though, has really been no stranger to airstrikes this year as we look back. And in South America and the Caribbean, I'm really thinking about this morning. The administration continues to insist that the pressure they're putting on Venezuela is of an economic nature as opposed to just a military nature. So share with us the strategy to deploy such an overwhelming military presence to that region.
Well, the military presence has three strands. One part is counter-drug. That's been going on since the very beginning, and the military facilitates that. The other part is putting pressure on the Maduro regime and threatening military strikes. The United States continues to have that capability, hasn't used it. And then the third part is this economic pressure. This is part of the escalation on the Maduro regime.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.